After holding on for so long, my shop finally went out of business. When I was moving things into the car, I felt really sad.
熬不住了，
I couldn't
熬
hold
不
on
住
any
了，
longer. After all that
终
hard
于还
work,
是
all
倒
8 of
闭
my
了。
fruit chain stores went
辛
out of
辛苦苦
business.
建立的
I
康
didn't
佳
expect
水
to
果
end
连
up
锁
being
实
2
体
million in
店
debt.
倒闭
How am
了，
I supposed to pay it back?
没想到
Today
我
is
也
May
轮流
3rd,
到大
and
家
maybe
口
you're
中
all
的
out
老
traveling
赖，
with your kids,
负
but I
债了
can't go
200
out.
多万，
I've been sued by
我
my
该
best
怎么
friend,
还？
who I used to hang out with and helped
今
a
天是
lot.
5月
But
3
now
号，
that I'm in trouble, she's
可能
suing
你们
me,
都
and
带
I
小
have to
孩
figure
去
out
旅
how to
游了
pay her
吧？
back.
Shop Panda is still open, but the one on the left used to be a popular milk tea shop in Chengdu and has closed down. On the right, there was a local lemon tea brand that had also closed down. Over there, Mi Shui ice cream and tea is still open, but 4 out of 6 of the shops have closed. Across the street, it's even worse.
The Chinese economy continues to slump, with more and more businesses and shops closing down. On June 1st, the well-known Beijing chain Kamal Yoga officially announced its permanent closure. Previously, on May 21st, around 11 p.m., Kamal Yoga's WeChat public account suddenly issued a suspension notice. The notice announced that starting May 22nd, Kamal Yoga would suspend business, with all member benefits automatically extended. The company planned to engage in in-depth discussions with the mall and investment companies, and would further notify the reopening time once all parties reached an agreement. Just on May 1st, Kamal Yoga held a promotional event to celebrate its 11th anniversary. Many consumers signed up for membership cards, only to be informed of the suspension less than a month later. Chinese media pointed out that Kamal Yoga collected membership fees before running away, so consumers suspect this has all been part of their escape plan. Since Kamal Yoga was a leading yoga chain, its sudden closure drew a lot of attention. Kamal Yoga was established in 2013 and headquartered in Beijing. It started out as an in-person yoga studio. By 2024, it had operated more than 30 directly owned chain stores nationwide. However, in January this year, some consumers reported that Kamal Yoga stores across Beijing had already closed, and members were negotiating for course refunds. Other consumers indicated that Kamal Yoga was not only facing mismanagement of several stores, but also potential problems with its financial chain. Since 2019, Kamal Yoga has been expanding its online business, claiming that its 4 main sources of income were in-person venues, teaching and training, online and in-person studio, and online classes, with a goal of having 1,000 stores. However, it never achieved this goal before closing down. Kamal Yoga was once a favorite of investors, receiving a 28 million yuan angel round investment led by one of the largest angel investors in China, Zhen Fund, and followed by 01 VC and Blue Elephant Capital in July 2022. It was also backed by celebrities and enjoyed great success. In February 2024, Kamal Yoga announced a strategic partnership with ACG International Art Education Group, the first art education company in China listed on the U.S. stock market. In its latest announcement on June 1st, Kamal Yoga confirmed that due to external reasons like the pandemic and internal reasons such as the company's failure to promptly adapt to market changes, its cash flow has indeed run into problems this year. Kamal Yoga stated that to save the company, they tried various methods, including closing unprofitable stores and seeking financing, but still couldn't solve the problem completely. On May 21st, they had to close all stores and focus on negotiations with investment companies hoping to find a solution. However, after discussions, the investment companies recently informed them that they would no longer invest in Kamal Yoga, hence the permanent closure announcement. They described the decision as both painful and helpless. For members' remaining course hours, Kamal Yoga offered a transfer plan to 3 other yoga and beauty institutions. However, the announcement did not mention any solutions for refunds, stating that they currently do not have the ability to refund. Nevertheless, some consumers claimed that only one yoga institution was available in the current plan, which could only accept 200 people, and the announced phone number was already unreachable. One consumer mentioned that they would continue to sue, noting uncertainty about the prices other institutions might charge and fearing it would be another exploitation. They only want a refund. According to GMN News, a reporter visited a Kamal Yoga store in Beijing on May 22nd. They found the store was closed with a suspension notice posted, and mall security personnel were on duty nearby. A mall representative told the reporter that they had not received any notice from the store operator. On May 21st, the store was still operating normally. The mall found the suspension notice posted the next day. The mall representative mentioned that the store's lease had not expired, but they could no longer contact the operator. Several yoga customers had come to inquire about the situation since the morning. The mall had contacted the police and the Dongcheng District Sports Bureau to investigate. Kamal Yoga's closure primarily hurt its members. According to media reports, a self-initiated form by members showed that Kamal Yoga's members suffered significant losses, with 43% of registered members having unused course hours worth more than 10,000 yuan, and some members losing tens of thousands of yuan. A Kamal Yoga member confirmed that the store was still operating normally on May 21st, but closed on May 22nd. The member stated that she had purchased 29 private prenatal classes over 7 months, with about 20,000 yuan worth of courses unconsumed. Although she could contact the store's teachers, they claimed to be out of the loop. Another member, Miss Liu, said she received the suspension notice after purchasing 30 classes on April 26th without even starting them. Ms. Zhang, who became a member last year, mentioned that both the store manager and the person in charge were unreachable, and the store had been emptied of equipment with almost no yoga clothes left. According to a report by China Business Herald, Kamal Yoga member Ms. Xu sent a message asking for help, stating that on May 21st, the booking app was still functioning normally. She booked and attended a class at the Shi store and was very happy afterward. However, upon returning home, her yoga instructor advised members to check with consultants about classes on May 22nd. The next day, all the stores were closed. Ms. Wen from Kamal Yoga's Wealth and Life store said she received the notice and felt it was very sudden. Although Kamal Yoga outwardly stated it was a business suspension, months ago when they closed a few stores, they promised member refunds, which have yet to materialize. This time, she says it feels like a prelude to running away. A Kamal Yoga instructor said that the employees signed labor contracts with a human resources management company. On May 21st, this company notified employees that due to the parent company, Kamal Smart Health Management, severely defaulting on wages, social insurance, and personal income tax service fees, they would terminate the employment relationship with the notified employees to minimize losses. Employees tried to contact the company heads to resolve labor contracts and wage issues, but to no avail. Before receiving the termination notice, Kamal Yoga had already owed more than 200 employees at least 3 months' wages, with delays starting from November last year. Some employees also reported that their social insurance payments were halted in April. According to Chinese business data site Chi-Cha-Cha, on May 13th, Kamal Yoga was listed as an abnormal business operation by the Chaoyang District Market Supervision Administration Bureau in Beijing for being unreachable at its registered address or business premises. Currently, Kamal Yoga's legal representative is Ho Jinggang, who holds a 34.4% stake and is also its actual controller. Additionally, Ho is a shareholder in companies like Beijing Shengxi, Zhizing Consulting Service Center, and Beijing Tiansheng Growth Technology. In recent years, sudden closures of fitness and yoga companies have become increasingly common. In 2022, Shanghai Home Yoga collapsed. In early 2023, the well-known Shanghai yoga brand Fine Yoga suddenly closed, exposed for defaulting on employee wages. Many members reported having tens of thousands of credits unused on their card, with no way to get refunds. The operators had no repayment ability, were insolvent, and employees became jobless overnight. In June 2023, the largest yoga brand in South China, Fan Yu Yoga, also faced operational issues, with several stores suspending operations, instructors' wages unpaid, and members unable to get refunds. Last-minute persuasion to recharge cards and abrupt closures without warning. All these actions by Kamal Yoga are similar to the pre-closure steps taken by Fine Yoga. After Kamal Yoga's closure, members are most worried about the top management running away. Media reports suggest that these collapsing entities are often manipulated by a group of operators known as professional store closure agencies. They expertly use methods like changing legal representatives and diverting customers to help owners evade large debts and legal accountability. This phenomenon has formed a complete black market chain where gamblers and impoverished elderly people from remote areas become professional debt bearers. On March 19th, 3 Gymboree centers in Nanjing, Jiangsu, suddenly closed at the same time. Parents reported that shortly before the closure, some centers were still encouraging parents to renew courses. According to Chinese media reports, consumers questioned whether Gymboree's closure was orchestrated by store closure agencies. They summarized the routine: changing the legal representative, reducing registered capital, promoting discounts to collect fees, and suddenly announcing the closure. Industry expert Tang Bo-chun stated that Gymboree's closure wave had been in planning for at least 6 months. The sudden closure was driven by market conditions created by professional closure industries who claim to help transfer risks and assets safely. Similar cases are common across the country, with social media filled with complaints like, "Took classes in the afternoon, closed by evening," "Paid tens of thousands and the institution closed after 2 weeks," and "completely unreachable." A training industry worker in Harbin believes professional closure agencies specialize in wrapping up for bosses, a well-known secret in the industry. Some businesses might use this method in their escape plan. Even without professional closure agencies, expert advice might be involved. According to media reports, China's professional closure agencies emerged around 2019, forming a complete industry chain over the next 5 years. The key element is finding a professional debt-bearer to become the new legal representative of a collapsing business, taking on its massive debts, allowing the actual controllers to escape. The entire process is claimed to involve no illegal actions. Reports indicate that the closure chain operates in 3 main stages. The initial stage involves individuals known in industry jargon as groundhogs, who find struggling business owners, assess the feasibility of a safe closure, handle project sourcing, business acquisition, and financial investigation. The mid-stage involves intermediary agencies finding suitable debt-bearers and handling what's called the dog license procedures, which is finding a professional debt-bearer. The final stage involves gatekeepers who maintain false operations before the closure, with some stores even promoting sales the day before to gather final funds. Once the client is disentangled from the store, the closure is officially announced. Groundhogs need to have strong financial or legal knowledge. They not only need industry resources, but also the ability to audit accounts and understand business documents, to conduct comprehensive safety and feasibility assessments. Typically, groundhogs charge a commission based on 10% to 30% of the business's debt. For example, for a company with a debt of 3 million yuan, a professional closure agency would charge between 300 and 900,000 yuan, depending on the services provided. Next, the groundhog hands over the project to intermediary agencies responsible for obtaining the dog license. This is entering the most critical stage, finding a suitable professional debt-bearer. Through equity transfers, the debt-bearer becomes the new legal representative of the company, allowing the original business owner to safely run away. Once the entire process is complete, even if the company enters legal proceedings over economic disputes, the actual owner or boss is not implicated, and all legal consequences are borne by the substitute professional debt-bearer. These bearers are often gamblers with debts or impoverished elderly from remote areas who are not capable of repaying debts. Even if they end up on a credit blacklist, it has little impact on their lives. A former closure agent manager revealed that almost all prepaid businesses, such as gyms, hair salons, beauty salons, cake shops, and chain restaurants, are potential clients of professional closure agencies. This manager noted that due to the closure model, this group can take on dozens of orders in a short period and earn hundreds of thousands of yuan within a few months. Another closure agent told Chinese media Tech Planet that their services include changes to legal representatives and shareholders, handling in-person and prepaid customers, online follow-up, and litigation response. If they provide a full-service solution, they charge 30% of the debt amount as their service fee. The most common demand is transferring unused course hours. When the debt amount is too high, they advise the owner to find a training institution to take on half of the unused hours, while they arrange for other institutions to take on the remaining hours at a 20% fee. Closure agents can also arrange for employees to negotiate and handle member refunds and employee wage disputes, but these services require an additional fee. In the past, these agents operated behind the scenes and were rarely known to outsiders. Now, to attract more clients, they frequently advertise on social platforms and WeChat. Some high-profile companies they previously served have become their benchmark cases to attract more clients. They also mingle in industry groups to find potential clients. China Newsweek reported that some fitness trainer groups have infiltrators promoting these services and sharing related course links. Closure agents revealed that there are seasonal peaks and troughs for business closures. During the off-season, they even advertise in groups, claiming they can solve issues related to changes in legal representatives and shareholders for beauty salons, gyms, studios, yoga centers, children's fitness, and more. diverting problems of poor management and insolvency. Analysts suggest that the emergence of closure agents encourages some business owners to close and run off, magnifying prepaid industry chaos and making it harder for consumers to protect their rights. A partner at a Shandong law firm told Qilu Evening News that these agents' actions might constitute obstruction of liquefaction, illegal business operations, and contract fraud. However, due to the difficulty in obtaining evidence and the high cost of rights protection, these illegal actions often go unpunished. Analysts believe that the worsening economic environment in China, with more businesses and stores closing, has created a market gap that these closure agents exploit. By carefully planning, they help business owners execute the final harvest before closing, avoiding legal responsibility. This not only increases market instability but also harms consumers' and employees' interests. If not effectively curbed, it could negatively impact China's economic development in several ways. Frequent business closures and poor consumer protection will reduce consumer confidence, lowering consumption willingness and market vitality. The increased risk of the prepaid model makes it difficult for small and medium-sized enterprises to gain consumer trust and support when their cash flow is tight, further limiting their development. The widespread issue of consumer rights violations and unemployment could also lead to social dissatisfaction.